타오르는 나의 눈빛에 마음 계속히 널 원하고 있어 이 넓은 지구에 너 없음 전부 지루해 슬라며 밝혀줘 넌 나의 등대야
Hey everyone, it says listen and share love. So ONEUS are back and oh my god, I just really can't wait to see what this music video is like because they debuted so strong and their last comeback was just as strong, if not possibly a bit better, and also they filmed the music video in like a different country, so they really go very all out with each release they've had so far. Even though this is their own third one, from what we've seen from the teasers and that, they're really still going all out with this. And this one's called Lit, so I think it's going to be a very upbeat, maybe a bit of a slight tongue-in-cheek kind of song to haters and that, even though it's kind of early for, say, an artist to do that. But to be honest, there's always going to be haters of certain artists and groups, and also those that say they can't do it. So that's kind of what I'm kind of feeling. And also, they're going for a much more oriental oriental theme, but I'm not sure whether they're doing just more of a broad general one or whether they're more being country specific as of yet with what we've seen through the teasers. But oh my god, yeah, let's just get into this, people. From the what we've seen from the teaser, but that sound. 우와. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, look at. There's so much going on in this music video. Ooh. Ooh. Bit of a different beat here. Ooh. I love this build here. Ooh. Lit definitely is appropriate for this. The party. Ooh. The moon. It seems to be a recurring theme, the moon, in a lot of their music videos, I've noticed now. Ooh. 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 Yeah, there they are. I love that they have ONEUS in the background there. That's just so. And the moon's moved again. That silhouette of the moon. Looks like it's going back into that full moon, which we kind of started off with. It's fading out of that full moon, going back into the full moon with the circle with ONEUS. Now, oh my god, that was so incredible. Like, definitely that Eastern, vibe and that to it. A bit more of probably a broader one than anything I can specifically pinpoint. Only because, to a point, knowledge is limited to certain points. So certain things I pick up on automatically, certain things maybe not so much here. But oh my god, that's so incredible. Like, the dance is so powerful, especially like that fight scene with the two members in it. That's just, oh. But oh god, now the moon. The moon seems to be a reoccurring thing because it seems to have it's shown up in all their music videos, including this one to date. So it does keep in with that slight tie that they've got with their symbol for the ONEUS, and how we've seen the silhouette of the moon going from like a full moon fading out into that new moon and then going back into a full moon again. So they definitely got some kind of like a bit of a threaded theme through this, which I think will come to fruition. Like, it will come full circle when we get back to that full moon again. No, a lot of people might not pick up on that, but it's something I've really noticed. Like the moon, like on the fan, like that symbol, the full moon there, and just that those few images we see it in the sky. But yeah, that moon symbol, and also with their last one, and also with Valkyrie, the moon was in that too. So it's one of those things with ONEUS. The moon seems to be definitely a recurring theme here. And I say with their next comeback, it should be very interesting as well. But anyway, this comeback, oh my god. Color-wise, okay, despite all the flash and bright and wonderful colors in here, even though there was a lot, there wasn't at the same time. It was just how the colors are used in that. Because you got red is definitely a main color here, as is black, blue. White would be more of a secondary color. And with your blue too, I'm talking about that deep kind of deep blue and that navy blue, those two blues. Even though like one was kind of used a bit more in some points, generally overall blue was a main color. So you got your red, blue and your black. White more of a secondary color to make other things pop out and stand out. And they also had other bits of color like yellow thrown in, but a bit of yellow and like greens and that thrown in, but it was just how they threw them in, just really to help offset some of the colors, but and not so much in a secondary way. Like white is definitely a secondary color here. It's not a main color because it's more used just to make certain aspects pop, like say like the flooring and where that where that red temple is. Even though the background behind it's white, they use a lot of shade, like different colors, lighting and stuff like that to give it more of a blue or a black grey vibe, like with the lighting in that use, even though there is still a fair bit of white in that. And also their outfits when they're wearing those white outfits and the white drums, those dragons. Like I said, white is definitely a secondary color. It is used to make certain things pop. And oh my god, that dance is just so incredible. It is so strong, and and the whole music video fits with that whole thing lit, because this is so lit. And it's very interesting too. Like, you have that that plucking instrumental sound. Forget what the name of the instrument is. I have been trying to study up and learn some more of these other instruments that we are hearing a lot. Not necessarily they haven't been heard before, but now they're using a lot more of these kind of sounds more in like music and that, especially with the Korean music, just to try and make a group or make a song just stand out more. But I forget the name of the instrument, but it's it is a Eastern instrument and has that real distinct plucking sound. I know it, I cannot remember the name of it at the moment. They use that a lot, but also the beat of that too, that dun 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 dun, that beat itself, they actually reuse that a lot throughout the whole song, but not just in that instrument sound. That sound is pretty much your bass line throughout that whole song. All the beats and everything are based around that sound. And I don't necessarily mean that sound, I mean that note itself, whether it's high or low, but the beat and the repetition, even when we don't have that plucking that instrument sound itself, even just in the bass and the other sounds you hear, you still hear that beat. That I found really interesting. Now I'll just go back a bit. I think it's about here, hang on. Okay, go from here. Yeah, like they got the green and yellow here, but like I said, it's more used to offset. Even a lot of the woods are done in red here as well to go with that whole red thing. Like variations of red, because there's like a light red, wood red, you know, all that. But yeah, there is green and yellow in this colour palette here. But red is more predominant, as is the black, the navy blue, and like I said, white is just more to make things fun. And there's the moon on the fan. This sound here. This sound here. Like, they've put that sound back in there now, but even before, like, with the way the beat is, you can still hear that beat throughout the whole song. It's not necessarily just that instrument. They've used that instrument for a large part of the sound, but in other parts you've got a lot more of the other sounds with it. Overall, this is really it's just really a really good, really incredible, definitely, like, themes like this have been done before, but they're definitely a group that have made it very, they've not necessarily, they've made it individualistic in their own way, because some groups have done this. They've either gone to something a bit more specific in the Eastern genre. A more recent account of that is Vix's Shangri-La. They really went with a certain part of that, and also the whole mythology around Shangri-La. So they really went for that strongly there. And they made that so individualistic there. They really made it their own there. Whereas with this, I'm not saying it's bad or negative. Please do not hate me for what I'm about to say. But they haven't necessarily made it their own. Because this is more of a broader sound and feel, like Top Dog did some years ago, something with a more Eastern, you know, vibe in that too. But they have produced something that is still very distinct, unique, and still very ONEUS. That's the thing. It's definitely them. It's not necessarily something that's, you know, broad general. You listen to it and you'll forget about it. Just with the way they've put the sounds together, and the song itself is ONEUS, and when you listen to it, you will remember it. And the music video is still really, really good. And I just love how we've gotten those, the certain things are sprinkling through now, especially with this being their third comeback. Like I said, just with the moon, that's one thing I'm really curious to see. Will they continue on with that and give us, you know, a conclusion to that and then continue on, or not? That's something I'm curious about. But anyway, this is As I Listen. Love everyone. And damn, I love this. Go check out the rest of the album now. See ya. 태양이 떨어진다 뜨거웠던 태양이 식고